You may have heard it too. Rumors circulating online, dramatic YouTube thumbnails, or TikToks claiming that the 1990 South African 2 Rand coin is secretly worth thousands or even millions of dollars. They say it's rare, valuable, and could make you rich overnight. But before you start searching your pockets or flipping through that old coin jar at your grandparents' house, hold on. The truth is more interesting, and today, let's uncover the real story behind this coin and its actual value. The 2 Rand coin from 1990 might look simple at first glance, but it holds a deeper layer of history, design, and legacy. To understand its significance, we need to take a closer look at South Africa in the early 1990s, a time of political change and cultural shift. Apartheid was still in place, but the cracks were showing. Nelson Mandela would be released just months later, and the entire country stood on the edge of a new era. Amid all that, the 2 Rand coin was quietly minted by the South African Mint in Pretoria, just like any other year. But here's where it gets interesting. The obverse of the 1992 Rand coin features the South African coat of arms, a detailed and symbolic representation of the country's unity, strength, and historical legacy. It's a design that speaks volumes about the ideals and aspirations of the nation at that time. Surrounding the coat of arms are the words SUID Africa and South Africa, reflecting the country's bilingual heritage. Turn the coin over to the reverse, and you'll find a beautifully crafted image of the kudu antelope, one of South Africa's most iconic animals. With its majestic spiral horns and graceful pose, the kudu has become a symbol of pride for the country. Below it, the denomination is clearly marked 2 Rand. This design is credited to famous South African coin designer Coert Steinberg, whose works also appear on other beloved South African coins like the Springbok on the Krugerrand. So how rare is the 1992 Rand coin really? Well, it's not rare in the traditional numismatic sense. In fact, millions were minted, over 3.6 million to be specific. That means it's far from being a low mintage rarity. But that doesn't make it worthless or boring. In fact, its value lies in other aspects: its historical context, its artistic merit, and its collectability among South African coin enthusiasts. But wait, what about the value? Let's get into the numbers. A standard circulated 1992 Rand coin in average condition is usually worth its face value, or slightly more if sold as a collectible. Typically are 5 to 20, depending on the market and demand. However, if the coin is in uncirculated or proof-like condition, things change a bit. Pristine examples with sharp detail, no wear, and glossy surfaces can fetch up to our 100 to our 200, especially if certified by a grading service. But here's the real kicker. Some collectors are on the lookout for error coins, mistruck 2 Rand coins from 1990 that have off-center strikes, double dies, or planchet flaws. These errors are rare and can drive prices up significantly, sometimes reaching into the hundreds or even low thousands of rands, depending on how dramatic the error is and how much collectors want it. Now, let's address something else: the metal composition. The 1992 Rand coin is made of nickel, unlike earlier versions which had silver content before South Africa switched to base metals in the 1960s. So no, you won't be melting this coin down for its metal value, but its historical and collector value still hold weight. So why are people hyping it up as a coin worth millions? That's the internet for you. Sometimes a video goes viral, or someone claims their coin is super rare without verifying it. The excitement spreads fast. Suddenly, everyone's checking their change for a 1992 Rand. And while most of these stories are exaggerated, or just plain false, they do get people curious. And curiosity, that's where the real value lies. Because this coin is valuable, maybe not in terms of cold, hard cash, but in what it represents. It tells the story of a country on the edge of transformation. A coin minted in a time of tension and hope. A small piece of metal that traveled through shops, hands, and time, silently witnessing the birth of a new South Africa. Collectors who understand this aren't just chasing money. They're collecting history. So, should you keep your 1992 Rand coin? Absolutely, especially if it's in great condition or has an interesting error. It might not pay off your student loan or buy you a mansion in Cape Town, but it's a tangible connection to the past. And sometimes, that's more valuable than gold.